I'm really excited to be here tonight with the only group of Americans with a lower approval rating than I have.
An upbeat President Biden, despite a recent Fox News poll which puts his handling of the economy approval rating at just 36%.
Ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. You know, gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
In reality, of course, it's no laughing matter. Inflation is at its highest point in 40 years, and now the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates.
Inflation is much too high, and we understand the hardship it is causing, and we're moving expeditiously to bring it back down.
And as the midterms approach, as if by magic, a distraction: the leak of a draft majority opinion from the Supreme Court that would overturn Roe v. Wade.
What are the next things that are going to be attacked? Because this MAGA crowd is really the most extreme political organization that's existed in American history.
The elections this November will have consequences, because the rights of 100 million women are now on the ballot.
In the progressive mindset, first the Supreme Court bans abortion, next will be a contraception ban, then a ban on same-sex and even interracial marriage, and soon we'll all be living in The Handmaid's Tale.
You girls will serve the leaders and their barren wives. You will bear children for them.
The leak of a draft majority opinion from the Supreme Court is an unprecedented breach of trust. The court's response should be to go about its business as usual and not be intimidated.
This has never happened, and this is as corrosive, as destructive to the Supreme Court as we've ever seen.
But as protests erupt across the country from both pro-life and pro-choice campaigners, the question is, who benefits from the leak? The court has already confirmed that the draft by Justice Samuel Alito is real, so it's doubtful it came from the 5 justices or their clerks in the apparent majority. After all, what would they have to gain? More likely, the leaker is someone who opposes the majority view and wants to bring outside pressure to bear on the court to turn one of the justices and sustain a constitutional right to abortion.
What our focus is on is not getting our distracted or our eye off the ball of what is most important to people across the country here, which is not the leak and the story of the leak. It is the fact that women's health care is at risk for millions of people across this country.
Most likely what would happen would be the abortion issue would be turned back to the states. And that's where it needs to be, is each state needs to have the right with their own elected officials to decide how abortion ought to be handled.
Ms. Davenport-Smith is right. Despite how some Democrats may pitch it, overturning Roe will not be the end of abortion in America. It would merely return the matter to the states. But this profound moral question will be debated and settled the way it should be in a democracy, by the people.
Reproductive rights will be on the ballot, and women will vote, and they will make sure their voices are heard.
People are going to vote based on the safety and the well-being of their family, not a Supreme Court decision.
For today's Democratic Party, the Supreme Court leak has proven an opportunity to change the election subject from the cost of living to abortion.
Did I say it's not a political issue?
Yes, you actually said some call it a political issue. It is not. Abort Air Force One.
Well, because the vast majority of the public believes that this should not be overturned, meaning I meant to say it's not a partisan issue, and I don't think it is.